What's happening, folks? Welcome to another episode of the Man Utd Let's Play. Today is a season review episode, but if you're excited, hit the like button down below, and thank you for tuning in today. And also, if you want to stick around for some more content, hit the subscribe button down below, but also down below is my Let's Play channel as well, so go check that out as well. It's nice to see you over there with Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. So, today is season review, and it's just to summarise the season. I like doing these season reviews and mid-season reports. I'm going to stick to doing it. It's my style. It's what I want to do. It gives me more time to record as well. More time to have breaks between recording. But mainly for the mid-season report. But season review, we'll go through it anyway. And I don't want to do these 2 episodes in one day because that would just be weird of one series. So, because obviously it would spoil the season anyway, so that's why I'm doing separate as well, potentially. So, yeah, won the Carabao Cup. So we did what Tenag did in his first season. So obviously the new arrivals, the ones we brought in were Thuram, who I think was a very good signing, 3 goals, 2 assists. Not what I brought him in for, but he did very well with that. Todibo, again, not a bad signing, both from Nice. Wasn't planned, just decided to go for him. Iheanacho came in the first season. He got the A+ rating. They were very happy to sign him. I think he's a very good signing, honestly. Yeah, I wasn't really. I do feel like now that I would like more pace in him, but it is what it is. He's not terrible. He's still a good signing. I can't fault him other than a couple of mistakes towards him. It wasn't the only one anyway. And the rest of the signings weren't guys we made, so we can't really focus too much on. But Højlund, what a season he's had. We'll get to him obviously in a moment. So, season to remember, we won the Carabao Cup, but we finished behind City. We just dropped silly points against Spurs and Newcastle. That's what did it. But for the first season, it's not bad. I actually really like the fact that I don't do what I did. I've mentioned this before. I'm glad I don't do what I used to do when I was a kid and just like save scum. I don't do that anymore. I've not done it since I started making content on games. And back then I'm like, this would never happen. I would win the league. I won't broadcast it, but it doesn't feel as good. It feels better when you actually do it organically and properly. It's not a problem if you do it that way. If you want to play that way, fair enough. But for me, I feel like, yeah, I won the league by doing it legitimately. Or not legitimately, because it's not cheating, because it's what you play the game. But I did it without making sure it happened, if that makes sense. And in the first season, you said to me, win the Carabao Cup, which we did against Brighton. Champions League, get knocked by Bayern Munich, but we get back on penalties in the second leg, and we didn't lose a single game apart from one against Galatasaray all season. And in the league, you finish second behind City, and you well clear Liverpool, and you're comfortably in second. I would have said that's a great first season. So it's not been terrible. Moments to remember. So beat Wrexham 7-1, biggest win, not a big surprise. Match to remember, 2-1 against Barcelona. Yep, that makes sense. And McTominay goal against Forest Green got the goal of the season. Let's have a look and see what that goal is, because I'm assuming it's a long range strike. I don't remember it, but I'll know when I see it. I'll remember when I see it. Yeah, he belts it from long range, doesn't he? Yeah, it's it. Yeah, it's not a bad goal. I would have given it to Onana, honestly, for that goal against Bayern Munich, because it's just so random that keeper scores a goal. Finances, we're looking good. Sponsorship, it's all NA. So shirt sales, Rashford, Mount, Bruno, Sancho up there, okay, and Anthony. £27.42 million merchandise sales, and non-domestic sales mounting to 8.45 million in total. Again, no new sponsorship deals. I did get a new contract, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. They gave me a new 4-year contract, which is really, really nice to see. How did it line up? Yeah, that is pretty much spot on. The only thing I would debate would be the centre back. I'm not quite sure which partnership I'm going to go with next season yet. But yeah, I mean, you look at that forward line. 38 goals from Rashford. From not even that. From Højlund. 16 from Anthony. 15 from Rashford. Bruno got 14. So these guys are scoring goals in this tactic. It's just about getting more consistently in control games. But overall, very pleased. Accolades, I got Manager of the Month in August, October and February. Full disclosure, I did sim over the final 2 games of the season, so just CBA with playing them. Club Awards, Fan Player of the Year, I'm got to think there could be a theme here. Fan Player of the Year, Hoyland. Young Player of the Season, Hoyland. Sign of the Season, Iheanacho. Goal of the Season was McTominay. Top goal scorer is Hoyland. Most assists was Anthony. Most played match was Anthony. Yeah, there's a common theme here. 15 assists from Anthony. What a season he's had, by the way. Very impressed with him. And competition awards, European Golden Boy was Hoyland. English top goal scorer was Hoyland. And England's English players, young player of the year, Hoyland. Makes sense. So it's not been a bad season. I'm very happy with the season, given it's the first season, and it's the expectation from the board was to get top 4. Not even that, actually. The expectation was to get Europa League. So we've actually overachieved. So this season they want to qualify for Champions League and reach last stages of the Champions League. Quarterfinal. Okay. Okay, doable. Play high tempo pushing football, favoured. Yeah, I'd love to do this. It's just a matter of how to get to do it. So accept current vision. We'll can't change anything anyway. Answers the meeting. Plans next season. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I think we can win it. Okay, whatever. Once you're on holiday, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do next season and things like that. Okay, I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying at this point. But yeah, it's so we look at the squad and you look at the goal returns. Where's Martial? You see, he's played plenty of games on the bench. That's not right. There we go. Wrong, but I'm going to say he scored at least one. The forward line are scoring goals. Sancho and Garnacho not, but they don't play as much. The ones that play a lot are getting goals. So the tactic does work. So we're going to go through my players of the season. I'm going to go with goalkeepers on Anna, so it's not even debatable. We'll go through my defender, my midfielder, and my forward of the season. So, defender first. I'm going with Gonzalo Iheanacho. If I'd Santo Debo start season, it might have been him. But yeah, very, very solid centre back. I mean, he's already worth way more than what I paid for him. Do I want to keep him next season? Yes. Do I think he more pace at the back? Yes. But I don't think I'm going to sell him unless there's offer comes in and he wants to leave. He's been brilliant this season. So yeah, solid at the back. Very rarely made mistakes. At least my recollection anyway. But I need to settle on a partnership next season, and I'll have to think about that on the off season. But yeah, on now to midfielder of the season. This is a tough one. Bruno gets it because he's been here all season. 14 goals, 15 assists, but Thuram could have easily got it as well. And what we need to start doing, I think, is looking at a replacement Bruno Fernandes. Because not to sell him, but obviously 29 years old. I need somebody to bring in who can replace him. I don't know who it's going to be right now. Obviously, I play him if he's essential. He needs somebody. Mainoo be a good option, but I don't know if he's going to be as good on the game on this database. Because bear in mind, guys, the database we're using was the original database from the full release, not this January update. In case you're wondering, so we didn't use obviously. So Mainoo is not good. Mainoo what was good in this save as would be elsewhere. Right. Forward of the season. Let's go. I think you all know who it's going to be. Has to be, right? Has to be Rasmus Højlund. 38 goals, 3 assists. But the downside to that is that my other strikers weren't doing it. So the striker in the summer is definitely a priority of position I want to go and strengthen in. Whether I can find that striker, I do not know. There is options out there. It's just a matter of which way I want to go with it. So we're looking at options. It might be an experienced striker that comes in. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he gets the striker of the forward of the season, but also player of the season for me. But I want to give an honorable mention to Anthony. You cannot fault him. 16 goals, 15 assists. What a season he has had. He's been absolutely phenomenal. That was the problem I had, was would he perform, and he's been brilliant. I mean, what's that? I mean, it's just over 30. It's 31 goal contribution season, but you can see that he's played 39 games. I need better options on the bench who fit the system better. Who I can then bring in and, you know, rotate in. That's the biggest problem we've had this season. I think too many players have had to play, and because the squad depth's not great, as we know. Yeah, I will say this though: the midfield is solid in terms of the box-to-box role, because I was playing Mount in there, who again had a good season, 10 goals, 3 assists, and I can play box-to-box with both of them now. The issue is DM. We need a DM in there. Amrabat's not going to be here next season. I don't think he's good enough. I could go for it. I mean, would he want to sign for us? Let's have a look. £17 million. I don't know. Is the honest question. I really don't know. I do need a DM next season, because without Casemiro in there, we have a problem. Let's have a look what they recommend. Bissouma. Yeah, okay. A lot of money. Fabinho would be a funny one, but the money would be absolutely insane. And Lucas Torreira, that pace would just be a pain in the ass for me. And there's no else on here, is there really? I don't think. João Neves, is he a DM though? Maybe. Again, I'm not going to make a decision now, obviously. Club Miners could be, but I think he's more of a centre midfielder who. Yeah, I think he's more of a centre midfielder to rotate with Bruno Fernandes, if anything, if I'm going to bring him in. But I do need a DM. I would like a DM. And I think maybe we could go and look at Madrid, for example. Because he would be really good, potentially in there. But these guys obviously are very expensive players. But yeah, but I do think a DM is want me to go and strengthen in next season. It might be I get him back in just as a stopgap measure, just so I know what I've got with him while I try and work it out. Casemiro, interested in him from Saudi, so is Rafa Varane. The idea is I'm not wanting to sell Casemiro. He's been very, very good, but if the offer comes in, he pushes for it, and it's a lot of money, I will consider it. Same with Varane, honestly. I don't want to sell him, but if an offer comes in, you know what, I'm going to set a valuation. Asking price of like 70 million. I don't want to sell him, but if they offer enough money for him, I will. Van der Beek will be sold. I think Amad Diallo is probably going to be sold as well. I just don't think he's going to quite cut it. Honestly, I could be wrong. There's a lot of guys here that I'm just not sure about. Is honest question. We look at some of the loan deals we've got here. Obviously, this dude is not going to be here next season. I'm going to try and sell him, but it won't happen, I don't think. You've got a youngster here, Aronson, who we could bring through as like a midfielder. But I don't know, is honest about him. And then, you got Shoretire and people like this, and Daniel Gore. It's such annoying, because this dude here, I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but he fits a lot of what I want in a player on Football Manager. He just, but obviously I'm not going to keep him for obvious reasons. But he'd be perfect. He would. Ignore the name. A player like this would be perfect to rotate with Højlund, right? Ideally with some more strength, but someone like this would be ideal, right? To rotate with Rasmus Højlund, or a right winger. But obviously, we're not using him, obviously. We can't keep him because he won't. If he wanted to, we can't keep him. He'll be sold. I don't think anybody else in the system we need to look at, really. Under 18s. yeah, Standing Norris. I mean, these guys look like this guy could be actually really good. The valuation gives me an indication that it could be kind of interesting, but again, we're not sure. I'm not sure about him going forward. So, areas of the pitch looking strengthened in the summer. It's similar to Madrid, really. I think right back is the one I'm going to go for. Right back, maybe right wing. Right back definitely. I don't like Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. I need to get a better right back in there. I don't know who I'm going to go for yet. I'm going to think about it. I've got an idea, but I'm not 100% on it. There's one guy I did a review of recently that may be a good option, but again, it's about money and how much it costs. So right back is definitely, centre back is fine. Unless Varane leaves, and I'll go buy somebody else. Left back, I'm going to keep as it is, I think. Left wing is fine. Midfield central, I'm fine with the options in here. I do think I need to get rid of. I need to bring at least one midfielder in, maybe two. DM definitely, but again, Casemiro might help with that. Striker definitely need a backup striker for Højlund. And honestly, we'll see what happens in the summer. A lot of this can be dictated by who gets bought. So if Varane and Casemiro get sold, for example, that's money off the wage budget and massive money increase. So then it'd be a case looking at scouts and see if we can get some young players in there. Because this 11 is basically the 11 that I'm going to go with next season. Most likely. So if I sell Casemiro, I've got to bring somebody else in. But it depends who's available. Here's the honest question. I'm not entirely sure who I want to go for DM-wise. But right wing is definitely something I want to strengthen, but it's more likely to be sell one of the wingers and then keep the other one. So I think I'm leaning towards selling Diallo, or obviously if we're selling Diallo or Sancho, I'm not sure which I'm going to sell. Because I don't like Sancho on the right hand side, honestly. But we shall see. I'm not going to pre-decide anything. This is the beauty of doing this series every day. You guys give me your thoughts down below in the comment section what you think should be the right call, or any ideas about players you think, oh, dude, yeah, go and get this guy. This is the guy you want to go for. So, tactic wise, that's the tactic we're using. You can give your thoughts on that as well. It's been on screen for a bit now, so you can give your thoughts on it as well in the comment section. But yeah, overall, happy with the season. Just critical moments. Bayern Munich away from home screwed us over, and Spurs and Newcastle screwed us over in the league. Apart from that, pretty damn good. Tactics solid, it works. We just got to get a bit better in the final third and get more depth in the squad, because when we take one or two players out, we seem to struggle a little bit more. But this team it's going to be fun. I'm sure we'll do it at some point. By definition of just like I need to work out the scouting system and get new gens coming through, find the awesome players we can bring in who are going to be gods and just like destroy teams. Because usually what happens is it takes you 2 or 3 seasons to get a team functioning with United or a team on the game, and then suddenly I get the new gens coming through. I find a tactic that works, the players start kicking on, and then we start dominating, and that's what we need to do. And I'm sure we'll get there. And with either by pure luck or by your guys giving me helpful suggestions in the comment section. Still looking at that option of doing like a national team job, but obviously it's way in the future, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Finance-wise, nothing really to talk about really, because that all will be updated soon. Ownership situation is still the gloves of the club. Yeah, right. We'll see. Next season, guys, we'll get cracking. Who won the FA Cup? Oh, still not decided yet. So, next episode will be the season opener. Whoever that is against, we'll do the transfer window, talk about what I did in the summer, and then we'll come back do the first open game of the season, then we'll go from there. And of course, next season, we'll enter the new Champions League phase. I've always taken part in the Madrid series, but yeah. So guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, it's nice to do this, to chill and just kind of close season off in my head a little bit. Leave a like down below. It helps channel massively, and subscribe as well. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video. And it should be obviously tomorrow for the Madrid series, but I'm not sure days is going live, but tomorrow you will get a video for this, but then day after that you will. And don't forget to check out Let's Be channel down below as well. And I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.